Hey gang, welcome to this afternoon's session on high value publishing. I'm Eric Schoenfeld. I am excited about today's session. Today we're going to talk about subscription forms. I know it sounds a little boring, but honestly, when we actually get down to the details here, all of us, whether you're a paid subscriber, a controlled subscriber, free subscription, if you're a B2B consumer, whatever you may happen to be, we all want to get more subscribers to our publications. I don't care if they're digital subscribers, print subscribers, digital plus print. We all want more subscribers to our publications or into our memberships. But yet our own subscription forms are oftentimes our own biggest problems. So today, we're going to go through and we're going to talk about the biggest problems that I see with subscription forms and how you can fix them. And we're going to go through a bunch of examples today. So I'm pretty excited about today's session. I want to do a little bit of housekeeping. I did want to answer one great question in the pre-session chat that was going on here. Somebody asked, hey, Eric, why don't you tell us in the event reminder about what the upcoming subject's going to be? And it was a great question, but I thought I'd give an honest answer. Number one, it's a recurring webinar, so it's very difficult for me to make changes to each session without kind of messing things up. But number two, honestly, there's times I don't even know what we're going to talk about until just a couple of hours before the session, that all of a sudden this epiphany hits me. Oh yeah, this is what I'm going to talk about, and I put something together. So I wish I could be a little more organized than that, but I'm not. So hopefully that helps answer those questions, and you know why. But if you're on my newsletter, I try to at least get out an email on Fridays, although today I didn't get out till Monday. So things are really busy. I'm working with a lot of publishers, but that's what's going on. We are recording these sessions though, as we record all of them, and they're all available at highvaluepublishing.com. And any links we talk about in here will be available when the recording is posted. And you can follow High Value Publishing as a podcast if you'd like on Apple, Google, Spotify. You can even follow it on Alexa if you want. If you got any questions for me today, please do post them in the live chat. I love when I get questions or comments or even disagreement from you all attending live. If you are listening to this on the podcast or watching the session after it's posted to our website, just go to highvaluepublishing.com and there's a link there to post a question or comment there as well. And as always, I want to thank What's New in Publishing, Jez and the team over there. Really do appreciate them always kind of republishing these sessions to their audience as well. So do check it out and go subscribe. Finally, I don't know if any of y'all are going to Super Niche next week, or April 6th, April 6th through 8th. But the Super Niche Conference, that's one of my favorite events all year round. Ryan Dorn, very, very good friend of mine, bought these a little over a year ago. And truly one of my favorite sessions all year round. So if you're out in the DC area, April 6th through 8th, come on out. I'm going to be doing a half-day workshop on April 6th on digital revenue. We're going to talk all things digital revenue, all different kinds of strategies that you can apply to your publication. It's really a masterclass that we're going to try to do of things I see working. And then on April 7th, I'm doing a session on lead magnet funnels, but there's tons of other sessions out there. So if you're out there, I'd love to say hello, come up, say hello to me, and I'd love to meet you and just chat for a little bit. But go check out nichemediaevents.com. All right. We're going to dive into now subscription forms. So a little different session today. I'm not going to have a bunch of slides for you today, but I'm going to go over with you what I think are some of the biggest mistakes that I see us as publishers make on our subscription forms. And then we're just going to dive in and we're going to look at a bunch of different publication websites and look at their subscription forms and analyze them. So these are the biggest mistakes that I see us make. So first of all, an order form with no why. In other words, I see a lot of times you click to the subscription, it's just a form. It's just an order form, but you're not reminding people why they should subscribe. What's the benefit to them? What's the why to them? And perhaps some of the biggest benefits that are there. So, again, the value proposition and the benefits are really important, and maybe the deliverables, but, don't just do an order form, hey, give me your money. Use it as a sales page as well to sell people. We'll see some examples of that today. Second mistake I make is too many screens or too many questions. So where people are, you click the subscribe button and you've got 3, 4, 5, sometimes 5 different screens you have to go through before you can actually finish the subscription and get on the list. That's a huge no-no. We should be, it should be a single page subscription form, maybe 2. And I'll show you some examples of each of those. And kind of a corollary to that is too many questions. Again, I understand the desire to want to collect demographics about your audience. I understand sometimes the desire when we're dealing with certain auditing bureaus, especially in the B2B markets, that we may have to do these. But I think publications can do a great job of limiting the number of questions that they're asking to get the information they need to sell, but yet also keeping the bar lower. So I'll show you some good examples of that today as well. The third mistake is too many subscription options. This is especially true for paid publications where I see, 5, 6, 7, sometimes 9 different offers. And it's mind-boggling to the end consumer what I should purchase. So we'll talk about that. The fourth mistake, and again, this applies primarily to paid subscriptions, is having a promo or coupon code field visible on your checkout form. And we'll talk about why. The main reason is you don't want to have that visible, because the minute someone sees a promo or coupon code, they stop the purchase process. And what are they going to do? What do we all do? We go out and we search the internet to try to find a coupon code. Or they'll call up and say, hey, I want a coupon. I want a promo. I want a deal, right? So there's ways to do this. One of the best ways to do is that if you do have a promotion or a coupon or something going on, is you don't put a coupon code that people have to type in. You pass that from a URL, either a link on your website or an email or something else that you're doing that links directly to a page with the promo code embedded in the URL rather than a promo code visible. The fifth mistake is when you get to the actual subscription page, there's all the navigation and maybe, hey, check out this content and all the advertising, and there's pop-ups, right? There's all these distractions to what you want the person to do, which is subscribe. Don't do this. Don't have pop-up ads. Don't have email sign-up pop-ups. Don't have advertising. Don't have related content. Don't have navigation. All of those things are distracting the person from what you want them to do, which is fill out the subscription form and become a subscriber. All right, sixth mistake, not having Google Analytics on both the subscription page and the confirmation page. So I'll show you a little tool you can embed on your site that you'll do this with, but there's no Google Analytics on there, and you're not tracking it with either a goal or even better with an e-commerce transaction in Google Analytics. So you're losing a lot of visibility as to how people are getting to your subscription page and how they're converting and what sources they're converting from. You're missing out on a lot of that information. Likewise, not including remarketing tags like the Facebook pixel or the LinkedIn code, or maybe whatever other remarketing system you want to use, Google Ads, for example, because you can run subscription ads, but you want to be able to track conversions and landing page views and conversions back into that. So you can see, okay, I spent X dollars. What was the return on that in terms of new subscribers or even in terms of revenue? So not properly tracking your sites is another big no-no. And then finally, a lot of folks are doing mobile responsive sites, but I see a lot of order forms that are not mobile responsive. The website is responsive, but the subscription order form is not responsive. And in addition, when you're on a mobile device, right? If I'm on an Apple, you should be bringing up Apple Pay, right? It reduces a ton of friction in the ordering process. If I'm on an Android device, it should be automatically bring up Google Pay. So those are a couple of things that are, and we'll show some examples of that here today, but there's other things we could go into, but I was thinking about this earlier today. I was going, what are the biggest mistakes I see out there? And I think these are 7 of the big ones that are out there. And I still think that a lot of folks are going to have some other thoughts out there. Frank just asked a question, says, do you think The multi-screen option is still bad if some of the questions at the end, like newsletter options, are optional and the subscription gets processed at the first or second screen. Frank, I'm still a fan of the single page subscription option. I still think that you can do things in a single page subscription. I have seen, though, where people will do a subscription option and the first thing they're asking is an email address, and then they go to the full subscription. I can see the merits in that. From building out an email list or be able to remarket to those people if they don't finish a subscription. So I have seen some benefits of that. I'm still a fan, though, overall of the single page subscription checkout. By the way, this is another mistake that I should have put on this list, but I don't have an example of. Asking people to sign up for your newsletter on your subscription form. Don't ask them, just sign them up. If they sign up for your magazine, put them on your newsletter. You do not need to ask them specifically to opt into your newsletter. If they give you their email address as part of their subscription, if you're in the United States and even Canada, you can add them to your newsletter list because they have given you their email address willingly. And you can even put in the fine print, hey, by subscribing, you'll also get our email newsletter, right? You can expose all that up front. There's no need to ask somebody whether they should or should not subscribe to your newsletter. Don't even make it an option. Just add them to your newsletter and they can opt out. There's some nuances with this depending upon your geography, especially if you're looking at the EU or UK, that you may want to think about there and some of the GDPR regulations that are over there. But in general, you don't really need to ask that. There are obviously situations where you do want to ask that. So with this in mind, with these things in mind, I'm going to put this over to the side here, and I'm going to go through some sites and show you guys some subscriptions. And let's take a look at some of these things and let's analyze what some of these pages look like. So the first one I'm going to show out here is an example of someone who I think is doing this really well from a paid subscription perspective. And yes, I'll admit I helped them get to this point, but they just did a great job. They executed it. The team there really just bought into this let's keep it simple approach. So this is corridorbusiness.com. This is it's a business journal, regional business journal out in Iowa. But if you click subscribe, this is one of the exceptions to a two-page, to a single page checkout. If they only had one subscription, I would just go straight to the subscription page. But they have actually two levels. They have your regular subscription, and then they have a subscription plus a database access that they do. So they kind of want to show both of them out here very clearly. But I love how clear it is. Look how clean it is. There's just the logo, and then your options, and then they do keep all of the privacy and copyright and cookies and terms documents down here. But then when you go in to the actual subscription form, I want you to look at how clear the subscription is. First of all, again, no navigation, no pop-ups, no advertising, no related content. No, you might also be interested in this kind of stuff, right? It's just really simple. This is smart. Now, this is not a cheap publication. This is $84 a year, but I like how they position it as only $7 per month. And they bring that real out because that's a good number for folks. But when you get down here, okay, it's $7 a month, but you have to pay it annually, right? There's not a month by month option. That's okay. That's okay because it's still $7 per month. You just are buying it on an annual basis. This is really smart marketing here, folks, really smart. And then I like how they also kind of reinforce, hey, what's the value proposition? Hey, it's the go-to resource for anyone doing business in the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City area. Hey, we're locally owned. We give you regional news, lively columns, business advice, right? So this is the why, right? This is the why. And then this is the what. What do you get? Well, you're going to get this news analysis daily, immediate access to subscriber-only content on our website, a full year of our issues delivered digitally or print, and several bonus years. This is what you're going to get. So this is the why, and this is the what. You don't have to go nuts with this, but I strongly recommend look at your own subscription form. Make sure that you're kind of reinforcing to people why they should subscribe to you. Then they get real simple. Here's our delivery options. You can either get print plus digital or digital only. They don't even bother with print only. They're like, hey, if you want to do print, we're going to give you digital anyway. So I love this. And notice there's no price difference. Whether it's print plus digital or digital, it's still $84 for the year. I really like this because they're saying our content is what is valuable, not the delivery mechanism. Our content is what is valuable. And so they're taking the guesswork out of it for the end consumer looking at this. They're saying, okay, hey, there's only really one decision to make. Do I want digital only, or do I want to get the print along with the digital? That's the only decision. I don't have to worry about price. I don't have to do this analysis in my head. I don't have to worry about 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, monthly versus annual. I don't have to worry about thinking about any of this stuff out here. So I love the simplicity of this. And then there's all the billing details right here. And then they even are very clear. Hey, it's $84 per year. And then it's going to recur on March 28th next year at $84 a year. So there you go. And then right there, you can put in your credit card number and you can check out. Boom, the instant you hit subscribe, you're done. You're in. You subscribed. Single page checkout. So love this. This is one of the more really well done subscription pages. Now they happen to be using the WordPress content management system, and they're using WooCommerce as their basis for doing these subscriptions. So we use a combination of WooCommerce, Woo membership, Woo subscriptions in there. You don't have to do this. You can do this with a third-party provider. I'll give you a great example of that. So let me go to actually BizTimes. So biztimes.com. And I like how they've labeled their subscription as being an insider. This is using a third-party fulfillment provider. They happen to be using Cambium West, but I've seen this done with a number of other fulfillment providers. And again, they're only $8 a month. I'll admit, you can kind of see a resemblance between this page and this page. It's because I designed them both. But these guys are using a third-party fulfillment provider. These guys are using WooCommerce. So it still works the same. You still got really simple forms. They've got a few demographic questions here. It's still the print plus digital, and they're still letting people know that it's auto renew and credit card right there. Very simple, very straightforward. Let me show you something else here with the tracking. So if you'll notice on Corridor Business, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this called Google Tag Assistant. This is a Chrome extension that you can add. It is from Google, so you can trust it. This is eventually going to go away to be replaced by something else, but right now it still works. But when you add that into Chrome, I can see what tracking tags. So I can see on this subscription page, we've got Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics. By the way, that's also on the confirmation page. I can also see this on BizTimes site. If I enable this and reload the page, okay, there's Google Analytics. I can see they've got Google Analytics and Google Tag Manager. They must also be using Google Ads because they got the Google Ads conversion tracking on there, but I can see that they're tracking this as well. I can also see up here, there's another one here called the Facebook Pixel Helper. This is another extension you can add to Chrome. Highly recommend it. I'll put the link when we post the recording. But I can see, hey, there's also the BizTimes Pixel from Facebook on here. So I know that if they're running Facebook ads, they're going to track how many people went from their ad, went to the landing page, and then even converted. And I can even track that back. So if we spend $1,000 on Facebook ads, I can see exactly how many conversions, how many subscriptions I got directly from that Facebook ad. So pretty slick stuff. So that's an example. These are things I wanted to show you. I will show you this on mobile. Works great on mobile. Now, I'll tell you this. I don't expect to see a ton of subscriptions on mobile, especially in the B2B space. However, I do see them. And the easier you can make this, the better it will be. They right now have not implemented Apple Pay here yet, but I know it's on the roadmap for them. And this is for a third party. I have found with fulfillment providers in general, I don't care which one it is, you as the publisher need to stay on them. A lot of times they don't add the tracking, right? They don't even add the analytics codes, let alone conversion tracking or event or goal tracking. They oftentimes don't really look at it from a mobile responsive perspective. So you as the publisher need to stay on top of them about that to make sure you've got those right tracking codes in there. Let me show you a controlled circulation example that I think is really, really well done. This is loss prevention media. So let's go to their subscription and go to their magazine page. And again, subscription page, this is actually done on their own website, and they've got the form embedded right there. Now, I will tell you, they used to use a pretty major fulfillment provider. They are actually now going, because they're no longer worrying about auditing, they've now moved over where all of this is being done now within their email CRM marketing automation tool, which in their case happens to be ActiveCampaign. So they're not even using a third-party fulfillment provider. Neither is Corridor. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still a fan of third-party fulfillment providers in the right situations. But I got to point this out. But look how simple this is. Again, hey, here's the why. We help retail and loss prevention professionals stay on top of all this stuff. This is available for free. If you're outside the US and Canada, they want you to get their newsletter. But if you're inside the US and Canada, here's your form. There's the demographics. They're keeping it really simple. You subscribe and you're done. And I do know, you can see they've got the Facebook pixel installed, and they've got Google Tag Manager, Google Analytics, Google Remarketing set up here. So that's all working well. And if I look at a mobile, again, it works great on mobile as well. So that's an example of a great controlled circulation subscription form that I think is really, 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 really well done. That's loss prevention media. So I'm going to put these links in the show notes when we post it on Thursday. All right, let's go through a couple other ones here that I want to show up. This is Plastics Technology. And literally, I just went out and found a bunch of different sites from different publishers I know. So please, if this happens to be your site, this isn't a condemnation. I mean, you're obviously doing a good business off of this, but I'm just want to show you different sites and some things I think that they could do better. So I'm not even going to talk here today in today's sessions too much about how do you promote your subscriptions, right? Where's the best way to do it in your emails and on your website and social and programmatic? Where's the best way to promote your subscriptions? I'm not going to even go over that today. I'm just going to look at the forms themselves, because that's the bottom of the funnel, right? Reaching people, getting them to come to your form is the middle of the funnel. The bottom of the funnel is the form itself and how easily that form converts. And that's what we're talking about here today. So let's take a look at their magazine subscription page. So when I first came to this subscription page, I'll be honest, this is maybe me being a little dense, but I work with a ton of publications. Few things hit me. Number one, there is full navigation up here. A pop-up just came up over here, right? So I've got distractions taking me away from the subscription. So I'm gonna close this out. And then the second thing, as I was looking at here, I was going, okay, well, where's the link to start a new subscription? Where's the button to start a new subscription? And then all of a sudden it dawned on me, oh wait, these aren't bullets. These are the actual navigation to start a new subscription. I kind of don't really like this. All of a sudden I saw, hey, start a new subscription. Okay, fine. What I would probably rather do is, rather than this, when someone clicks subscribe to the magazine, I'd rather go straight to the new subscription. I'd rather assume that I'm talking to a new subscriber. And then kind of like what Biz Times did, have a little navigation bar if you need to change your address, new subscription, cancel, do have a little nav bar up there, but default to being a subscription page rather than popping over here. Now, I can tell already from this happens to be done on Omeda, which is great. I'm a fan of Omeda as a third-party fulfillment provider. So good, that looks good. That's fine if they want to offer print only, digital only, print and digital. I have gotten more and more away, though, from offering print only. I'm like, you're either going to be digital only, or if you're print, you're also going to get digital access, especially on a controlled publication. But on paid publications, I'm more of that bent as well. Obviously, this is really only because they need them to say yes. Although I will argue, someone submitting the form, the fact that they submitted the form is as good as them saying yes to this. But I'll leave that up to the audit geeks out there to tell me, why is the submission of form not the same thing as them saying, yes, I want to receive a free subscription. You just say, yes, I want to receive a free subscription, and you're done. You're in. I don't think you need to add that question. Okay, email, confirm email. That's all right. I won't go through all this. Business address, first, last name. I'm not even going to go into the second part of this. I probably should. But I don't really want to dive in further here. I'm just going to look at this. I do want to show this. And again, this is something like when you work with third-party fulfillment providers, there's no Google Analytics tracking on this page. Add your primary website Google Analytics tracking this page. This page should function as if it's part of your own website. Add Google Analytics tracking to the confirmation page of this and to all intermediary steps. And on the confirmation page, set it up in such a way that you can track it as a goal in Google Analytics. And if you're paid, even better as an e-commerce. I don't see the Facebook tag on here, which I'm not too worried about, although they do have the Facebook tag on the rest of their site. So I don't know why they wouldn't do it on this site. All right, so just to bring that up, that's what I wanted to show. Also, there's really not much of a, hey, you're not really telling them why they should subscribe again. You're not really giving that information, but maybe they already want to. I still like to reiterate, though, on the actual subscription page, this is why you should subscribe. So that's Plastics Technology. It's on our B2B site. I want to show Roanoke Valley Home. And again, nice little publication out here. But I'm going to go to the subscribe page, which is right here. Now, I realize that as publishers, we're all at different places in our evolution. But in today's day and age, if you're doing your own fulfillment, you're probably using some fulfillment system, maybe using Magazine Manager, maybe using WooCommerce on your site or something, or using a third-party fulfillment provider. I only brought this one up just to say this is only just so number one, there's distractions. There's navigation. There's an ads. There's related categories. There's footer stuff. Get rid of all that. Have just the subscription form. And then I did notice that this one here, this is just a contact form. It's just an email contact form. I fill it out. It submits it in. So it could be that this publication just needs to really work on, maybe they don't have a paywall, maybe they don't have a fulfillment provider, but today's day and age, if you're going to be a paid publication, you need to use some sort of fulfillment system, either outsourced or software internally, WooCommerce or Magazine Manager or something like that. And you need to actually have an order form here, not just a contact us form. So again, I don't want to pick on these guys too much because they're a smaller company, but I do want to make sure that we are, hey, I do see a lot of publishers still today who do things like this. I want to bring up Training Magazine. These guys just do a nice job of stuff. They're nice publication on the training front. They've got an amazing secondary property that's all their webinars, and they get tons of emails off it. So these guys do a great job. But let's go to the subscribe form. All right. So a couple of things that I would probably improve on this is, number one, they've got this intermediary page because they've got this, hey, if you're in the USA, free print subscriptions. If you're outside the USA, you can do a paid print subscription, or you can get a digital subscription, or there's customer service, or you can subscribe to our newsletter. So there's a lot where someone wants to subscribe to the magazine. All of a sudden we presented them, well, maybe you want to do this, or maybe you want to do this, or maybe you want to do that, or maybe you want to do this other thing. Oh, and then also we've got lots of cool ads you might want to click on. And we got ads over here. Oh, and we've got other announcements here. Oh, and we've got footer stuff you might want to click on. I would much rather see Training Magazine go toward this method where loss prevention media, and don't even offer a paid print publication. Hey, B2B publishers out there, controlled publishers. I have found that the paid print subscriptions, with very, very few exceptions, I think none that I can think of, that it's worth the time, effort, and brain damage to offer a paid print subscription. Bottom line, hey, if they're not going to get a print subscription, have them sign up for your newsletter and send them the digital edition to all your newsletter subscribers. I would really strongly recommend that, or have them subscribe to the print subscription. And if they're US qualified, they get the print. If they're not US qualified, you can still do the same demographics and you can just send them the digital automatically. But you don't need to break them out into different forms. So anyway, when we go to the print subscription form, again, these guys happen to be using Omeda. I think there's yet another screen. All right, is this a renewal or customer service? Okay, now I got to go new. Now there's another screen. And then even this, now at least it's a single screen once I get to here. That's not so bad. But then when I go into here and enable this, yep, no Google Analytics, no Facebook code, and I'll bet you dollars to donuts, there's no LinkedIn tracking code there either for that. So again, this is another example of a B2B one where I'd say, hey, simplify this. Just make one page. I mean, if you look at what loss prevention, I want a free subscription. Hey, it's free if you're in the US and Canada. If you're not, subscribe to our email. Don't need to do anything else. And they're actually doing, hey, to renew your subscription or change your address, just refill out this form and you're done. It's just so simple in how these guys are going about it. Let's take a look at I want to go to another consumer site here. Let's go to Concord Monitor. This is a newspaper site, and I really, really like these guys. They're great people. They're doing tons of good stuff. They know there's a lot to work on here, so forgive me, guys, if I'm picking on you here a little bit, but I think I want to illustrate an example. When I go to subscribe on this one, I want to show what's coming out. So first of all, they have a single subscription system for all of their newspapers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 newspapers. That's okay. That's fine. I'd still rather see them go to a specific subscription page immediately, specifically for Concord Monitor. So I have to choose which one I want. At least it pre-populates this. Now I'm putting a zip code. Why am I putting a zip code? Well, they're doing different offers for different people who live in different zip codes. However, let me see if I do Concord, New Hampshire zip code. I don't know that off the top of my head. 03301. Let's do that one. So if I go back here to, I'll put in 03301. Is that right? Yes. So 03301. Okay. Here's another one of the big errors. Enter a promo code, if any. Boom, that's it. Already, you've conditioned your customers to think about, oh, there's a promo code or a coupon code here. I'm going to stop my process, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to search for Concord Monitor promo code. Oh, here. Enjoy 50% off Concord Monitor, coupons and promo codes. Concord Monitors, get codes. Right? This is what we do. This is what consumers do. I don't want to add that to my I'm not going to add that Chrome thing. But there's other things that are out there, and you'd be surprised how many people are Concord are coupon clippers. But instantly, you've just gotten them off the critical path of subscribing by adding this in. Don't do it. Instead, pass a parameter. I wonder if I can show you that over here. I wonder if I can show you subscribe. I don't want to give away the coupon code, but yes, I can put a little parameter at the end of the subscription. It will automatically bring up the promotion and automatically change the pricing on it. That's the better way to do it. All right, but let me go ahead and submit. So I'm going to submit. All right, so this is what I get. Now, again, to me, it's okay. But someone really has to. We're still not trying to reinforce why someone should subscribe. What's the benefit? What are the features that they get? The why and the what. But then I've got 4 weeks, $22, 13 weeks, $71, 52 weeks, $286, or monthly for 10, or 52 for 109, or 1 year, 75. Dang, I have no idea which is the best. I mean, I got 6 offers here alone. What you've just done, and I forget the gentleman's name, but there's somebody out there I follow. I'll see if I can find it and put the link in the show notes, who's just fantastic on kind of consumer pricing and consumer offer theory. When you've got this many offers in front of somebody, people go into vapor lock. They're like, I have no idea what's the best deal. And so what they're probably going to do is they're probably going to go, yeah, you know what? I'll think about it later. And then they go away. And then they never actually think about it. I just knocked over my soundproofing panel. And then they never actually think about it again. They get here, they get vapor lock, and they go away and never think about it. Don't do this. Again, if I go back to corridor business, I love, hey, you got 2 options: digital only, print plus digital, same price. Now, I'm not saying don't test offers. You can still test offers and try different things out there. But to present somebody with 6 different offers, wow, they really get into vapor lock at that mode, and they have a difficult time subscribing. But let's say I did choose this one. I go to subscribe. I'm now on my 3rd or 4th. Then I put in all my information here, and then I can continue on to a confirmation page. So it's not bad once I get past here. I would actually really rather just see someone on Concord Monitor click subscribe and go directly here to the primary offer, right? That's what you want to do. That would be the best way to, in my opinion. I realize that there's other business rules that are out there, but keeping it simple is always a good way to go. Let's look at Wine and Spirits magazine out there. Interesting publication, of course. I love this kind of publication. Let's go to subscribe. All right. So, couple of things here. I'm going to subscribe. So there's a free membership, there's a digital print, there's a gift of subscription. Okay, this is not necessarily bad, but again, I'm looking at this, too many options. If I'm actually clicking subscribe, I'm going to want to subscribe to the publication. So I'd rather go directly in, and then now I've got digital and print. I've got 1 month at $2.99. I'm going to have a special guest on here in a couple of weeks. We're going to talk about paywalls. We're going to talk about offers and things that work and things that don't work, and you're going to love that one. But I want to just point this out, that what I'd rather see them do is go to, hey, it's keeping it simple. Again, I love quarter business. Hey, you can subscribe at $7 a month, right? Oh, but you've got to subscribe annually. I don't mind offering, hey, if you want digital only, go for that. I will tell you this though, working with a lot of publishers who offer a digital only monthly subscription, I have seen so many of them tell me that the lifetime value of these folks is very small compared to people who are willing to commit for a full year. Now, if anybody out there has other data they'd like to share with me, I'd love to hear it. Please go to highvaluepublishing.com, contact me, let me know. I'd love to see your data and talk about it with you. But I've heard this in tons of different presentations, that while the conversion value, the ability to convert someone at a low monthly rate is high, the lifetime value and the drop-off of those subscribers is extremely poor. So we'll have people who sign up for 1 month at $2.99, get everything they want, and then cancel, right? So just something to think about as you're analyzing it. Again, I'm more a fan of keeping it simple and understanding what consumer behavior is. I also throw this out. They have a 1 year, 2 year, and 3 year. And again, they're doing things at varying prices. I kind of get this. I'm usually not a fan of this, especially because these guys are using auto renew. This is another tip. Auto renew. Every single paid subscription publication, you should be using auto renew. I'll show you an example that doesn't use auto renew. Always use auto renew. Don't make manual renewal even an option. It should be credit card only, maybe Apple Pay or Google Pay, and auto renew only. So if I've signed up for the $29.95 1 year, I can go in and I'm going to auto renew anyway. There's no need to have a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year term if I'm getting these people to auto renew. Now, granted, it's nice to have them commit to 2 years because they're giving you a little bit larger chunk of money up front, but I'd rather actually have them renew at a reduced rate to begin with and then auto renew at full rate from then on out. So this is just an example here. Again, I think there's too many options. I'd probably simplify this. I'd get rid of the 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. And then again, it's too many different options. Got one page here, again, with publications I can look at and distractions. And then I've got too many options here. And then I say, okay, I go here. And then I've got even more options and more distractions. Then I click this. And now finally, I'm into the order form. Okay. And even then with navigation and footer navigation that could distract. So this is, again, they're not doing a bad job, but a lot of ways we can simplify things. All right, moving on. Let's look at Los Angeles Magazine. This is a city and regional magazine out in the Los Angeles area. Nice publication. Love this publication, actually. But let's go to the subscribe up here. So, issue number 1. Say it with me. Clutter. Too much stuff. If they're going to subscribe, let me go to subscribe. All of a sudden, you're distracting me with, flashy ad, flashy floaty ad. They got a lot of social media followers, more ads. Navigation, right? No. Get rid of all this. You want just the subscription form. And then the same thing. I've got new gift subscription, new gift and renew. Nope. Do like what Biz Times did. Go to the subscription form and then have those options as navigation items if people want to go somewhere different. Go do that. Don't make people click again. But so now I say, okay, I want a new subscription. I go to a new subscription. I can tell right now they're using WooCommerce as well. I can just tell by looking at it. But again, here I'm looking at this Los Angeles Magazine subscription. Again, navigation, ads, floaty ads, email sign up, distractions. No, get rid of those distractions. And then I've got to choose $19.95 for a year, right? And I've got this down here. At least I got a description here, additional information. It's just too much. This is WooCommerce, but this is a single page subscription form with different things. You can do it as a single page. You can do it as a recurring subscription. Los Angeles Magazine, I could choose 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. Let's say I choose the 1 year and I go to subscribe. Now I have to go to the cart. Then after I go to the cart, you can see I was shopping earlier. Then after I go to the cart, I have to proceed to checkout. No, you're making me go through multiple steps to subscribe. Do what Corridor Business did. Just link to subscribe. Do it here. Use a single page checkout. Offer whatever digital only or print plus digital options there. There's no automatic renewal on this. No. Don't do this. Don't do this to your CERC department. Don't make them have to renew people. Put them into automatic renewal automatically. Don't even make it an option. Put it into automatic renewal. Get rid of all the things. And then another thing, coupon code. They've got a coupon code? I'm off. I'm going to find a coupon code for this. No, don't do this. I know in WooCommerce and other systems, third-party systems, you can eliminate that information. Get rid of that information. I know I'm going long today. I'm sorry. I just looked at the time. Hopefully you find this good. Anyway, I won't go any deeper than this. The only one thing I wanted to show you was this is New Orleans Magazine. I love these guys. To the credit, we haven't had a chance to work on their subscription forms yet. By the way, they just relaunched their website last week. So go check out myneworleans.com. Todd and his team there did a fantastic job with the relaunch. But I'm going to go to subscribe. And Rebecca so Rebecca Sterner happens to be on the chat right now. She said, amen, brother, and everything you said about subscription order forms. Rebecca is my favorite circ expert in the world. I've worked with her on multiple projects. So check out, if you want your contact information for Rebecca, let me know. I know she didn't put that in there for me to promote her. She's just agreeing. But, I want to give a shout out to Rebecca because she's just an amazing mind when it comes to circulation for publications. Back to New Orleans. I want to show you this. I'm going to go to their subscription form. All right. So they happen to be using Magazine Manager, which is fine. But a couple of things just to throw out here. First of all, they have 1, 2, and 3 years. So we're not using automatic renewal. We're going to fix this. Just haven't had time yet. Second thing is I want to show you what this looks like on mobile. So I'm going to look from an iPhone 12. This is what it looks like on mobile. This isn't even usable on mobile. So those are some things that we'll address with these guys. And again, when I get down to it, I'm sure that we're not tracking. Nope, no tagging on this as well. So we haven't had a chance to work on the subforms yet. That will be next, Todd. We'll be working on that. All right, finally, I wanted to show you one thing on mobile payments because I thought that this was cool. So this is New York Times' current offer right now. They're offering this $1 a week, which I'll get into that. I don't even necessarily think that you need to have that long. Don't ever do trial periods longer than a month, by the way. Don't do them longer than a month. But let me show you what this page looks like on a mobile device. So this is on an Apple iPhone. I love this. Do you see how they put buy with Apple Pay right there? If I just say, oh yeah, this looks great, I click one button and boom. Now I'm not actually going to do it. I don't need the New York Times. It comes up. And because Apple Pay knows my contact information, knows my address, knows my credit card information, I literally click and I double click to pay and I'm done. I'm subscribed. Look how incredibly simple it is on a mobile device to subscribe when you use Apple Pay, or on an Android device when you use Google Pay. So that's it, guys. That's the main thing I wanted to do. That is fixing your subscription forms. I went long today. I promised myself I wouldn't, but this is the longest session I've done yet. My apologies. I'm just really passionate about this. Look at your subscription forms. Fix these issues. You will see your subscribers and your cost of subscriber acquisition go through the roof in a good way. So make sure you do this, and hopefully you guys found this valuable. We will see you next week for our next high value publishing Q&A session. In the meantime, have a wonderful week, everyone. Cheers.